Hello everyone and welcome to a more personal Sparrow. Personal me. How are you? This is my vlog. This is my weekly vlog. How are you guys doing? Give me a hug over here. Nope, doesn't work. On this week's vlog, I am about to answer your questions. It's gonna be a Q&A vlog. Before getting into that, there's something I want to get out of the way, which is somewhat a channel report. I'll try to do this at the start of every single one of my vlogs every week. August, the summer, is a really busy time for me. There's a lot of in real life activities for me. One of them is happening next week for the duration of around 8 days, which is somewhat a party here where I live, and I am the main photographer of the party, so I'll be there taking photos every single night. It's a place where you can compare it to a disco with DJs and people partying. You might find some lack of content in my channel for the next 2 weeks or so. I have prepared some videos in advance so that you don't just go on a desert in my channel, but there might be some days that you will miss some content. Now for the future, I have prepared something like Rings. Rings is still gonna keep being my, I guess right now, main series on my channel. Zombie Night Terror is coming back. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, I'm coming back to that as well, and checking out new units and checking your challenges that you guys thrown at my face so that I can put up a new video together. Oclos is a series that didn't really work on my channel right now. I made 3 episodes, only the first one was sort of successful, so I will most likely stop with Oclos. Deus Ex, or Deus Ex, whatever you guys want to call it, is most certainly gonna stop because it's just not working. I don't know what's with me and AAA games. I always try to make them work somehow. Yeah, but you said you wouldn't ever work with AAA games. Conditions were different, okay, for Deus Ex. I got Deus Ex approximately like 4 days before it was released, so that's a huge advantage as a content creator. I have something like 15 games on my list, but I'm still not entirely sure which ones I'm gonna pick up to start new series. Now, the Final Station is starting out soon. It's a game that is being released soon, so I will most likely get back to that. Now, there's Beat Cop, which is also, if I'm not mistaken, going to be released soon, so Beat Cop is also returning. Guts and Glory, I am going to check that out soon as well. And there are other games being released in the very near future that I will check out and see if you guys enjoy or not. Just a overall picture of what's going on with me and my channel. Now we can move on to the Q&A. Jack Crazy has the first question. What the freak will you do after getting 100,000 subscribers, I suppose, and the play button? The play button, if I still live in this house, it's gonna be right on top of my bed, most likely. What will I do after getting 100,000 subscribers? I don't know. Maybe I will plan to make a celebration video because I haven't done one in a while. I'll still be the same person. I'll still do my job, this job, as I do right now. Nothing is really gonna change in my personality. Maybe my content will change somehow, but that's only expected when you are on the process of growing up. His second question is, how old are you? I'm 29, soon to be 30 in September the 2nd. So yeah, my birthday is really close. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't. I had some girlfriends along the way in my YouTube career. I don't know why people are always interested in this topic. Why is that so important? I have no idea. Are you interested? Maybe that's the whole thing. Can you translate in Portuguese? I have an expensive PC. Eu tenho computador muito caro. That's how you say it in Portuguese. Gary Daniel asks, do you consider doing Let's Play on This Is the Police, as well as Project High Rise? I don't know what Project High Rise is. I think it's a management game where you need to manage a whole building and the stores in it. It reminds me a lot about a game that I played in a long time ago, which was Sim Tower or something like that, which I really love. Eventually, I will check it out and see if it's something that you guys would enjoy and I would enjoy. When it comes to This Is the Police, it's a game that I it's funny because a lot of people have been asking for that game in that series. I might start it out just because a lot of people are asking for it. Philippus Constantinou asks, what is your main job? Take a wild guess. This is it. I am currently doing YouTube as my main job. Chaotic Dream asks, what would you do if you weren't doing YouTube? I would most likely be doing what I studied for. I would be doing web design in a company, in a advertisement company. I would be doing website for brands like Nike or, I don't know, Coca-Cola and things like that. I would be basically doing whatever digital related publicity, advertisement wise. What is your favorite junk food? I don't enjoy junk food. I used to eat it without any concern. From the moment that I started taking care of my body a little bit more by going to the gym and investigating what I should eat and what I should not eat, when I went to a fitness advisor which told me what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat. But if I had to choose my favorite junk food, I don't know if this exists in other countries. In here it's called walk to walk, which is sort of this, I don't even know where do they make that originally. I think maybe in Japan or China. It's a big bowl of noodles. It's very spicy food and I love it. Whenever I go to like a big mall where there's only junk food, most of the times I do pick up that. Have you ever been to the US? No, I have not, and I would love to, but currently I can't just afford it. Paradise Gamer asks, will you ever be making merchandise? If you have, where can I buy some? I have a store at Spreadshirt, so that's TheSparrowsJourney.Spreadshirt.com. That's where I have my merchandise. And you can see there a lot of the shirts that I have available. Most of them are related to terms that I said during my The Escapist series. You have things like that. Now, that is not a pillow cover, okay? Such as this one. This is a t-shirt from that store, okay? You don't have that available. What you have available is t-shirts and sweatshirts. I also have cups, mugs, and they look really cool. I have some. I can go and get it for you. Only now I noticed how big of a sellout this segment has become, but hey, I was not the one starting it. I also have mugs in that Spreadshirt website, so if you ever want to try one of these, go ahead and buy it. It's not like I am having much from it. I'm not getting anything at all. Do you ever plan to do a fan meetup? I have a very solid opinion about fan meetups. First and foremost, you can only do a fan meetup if you have a huge following. The more following you have, and I'm talking about YouTube or Twitch, the more people that follow your channel, the more chances you will have for that meetup to be successful. Because right now, with 50,000 subscribers, if I will do a fan meetup, most likely only like 3 or 4 people would show up. And I'm not saying that would be bad. I'm certain we would have a blast, but obviously you want to have as many people in one of those things as possible because it takes time and effort to plan. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, whenever you have a huge following, you have to be careful with those fan meetups. There are some crazy people out there, and they could probably do some messed up stuff if they end up hating you. What I would most likely do, if I ever get to that level, is try to arrange a fan meetup in one of those conventions that happens in gaming, like PAX or TwitchCon and whatnot, because that is a more controlled environment where you can control what happens around you much better. Which country do you live in? Portugal. I am Portuguese and I live in Portugal. Do you plan to do YouTube for a long time? I plan to do it as long as it is sustainable. Not to say that it is sustainable right now, it's not. But the fact that I live in my parents' house allows me to, for instance, not have to pay for some of my bills, some of the bills that I would normally have to, like electricity, power. I would wish to do it forever because I love to do this and I would love to be able to do it without having to think about numbers. That's basically my goal. I want to sit in front of my computer, think about making videos and making you guys happy, entertain you, and try to make your time in front of your computer watching my videos worth it. That is my main goal. I still cannot say that I will do this forever. I can't. I don't know if tomorrow or the next day I will have to get a part-time job, or if I will even have to get a full-time job, which will basically kill my YouTube career. But that's for another time. Jack Drago asks, as you are Portuguese like me, why do you prefer to make an English channel rather than a Portuguese channel? I understand about that, but I want a more and better answer coming from someone who's been on YouTube for quite some time and chose to stick with English. That's a very good question, not only because it allows me to be connected with people that I would otherwise not be if I was doing my own thing in Portuguese, game developers or game publishers. I could most likely grow better and faster if I would do it in Portuguese. Not only because it's my native language, so I don't need to worry much about grammatical errors, or I don't struggle with speaking in Portuguese, but also Portuguese people would most likely subscribe faster or easier, if that makes any sense, because they feel they are backing me up. You know, I would most likely benefit from Brazilian YouTubers as well, Brazilian people that watch YouTube, because I would be speaking their language as well. It's pretty much the same language but with a different accent. But when it comes to disadvantages, I can say that I would most likely struggle with connecting with people from this business. I would never ever be able to have the relationship that I have right now with other streamers, which I consider right now friends, if I was doing my own thing in Portuguese, because they don't understand a single thing about Portuguese. Sufflepuff asks, there is a lot of different type of bananas. What type of banana are you? I'm the yellow kind of banana. Why are you such unwilling to share some bananas with your Twitch watchers, and why do you keep eating all the bananas? Because I'm a gorilla. Where the heck is she going with this? How you like to eat your banana the best? Are you willing to share some of your banana recipes? Banana questions? Sufflepuff? Thundy, what's your real name? My real name is Andre, or Andrew, whatever you want to put it. In Portuguese, it's called Andre. Tyne Shrine C asks, will you ever do another short Let's Play on Monstrum, since the last time you played the game has been fully released? I decided to answer this question. I could have totally answered it by texting on the comment section. I decided to do it on the video so that this serves as an example for all the other people asking me to return to previous series. Normally, I am one of those YouTubers that like to check out a game, play it if I enjoy it, have good fun with it, and then, when I'm finished, move on to something else. I am not one to return to previous series, and people that have been following me for a while probably noticed this already. I love to check out new stuff. I'm all about the upcoming games and the recent released games. I'm all about the latest thing out there. I have a huge hard time going back to old games and checking them out again and making new content about it. Most likely also because whenever I do, it's not as successful as a new game out there. Crayman, where are you from? I'm from Portugal. Are you ultra skinny? No. I am an average kind of guy. I went to the gym from January 2016 to the end of June. I stopped in July and I'm not going in August. I plan to return to the gym either in September or October, the latest. I really want to get back to the gym because I really miss it. I miss spending some negative energy over there. I miss that feeling that you get when you get out of the gym, that you are, you know, doing great things to your body and you feel good. You feel, at least personally, I feel active. I feel like I'm living the life whenever I go to the gym. I know this is kind of crazy to say. Vilus Mikalauskas, why do you stop playing the Escapists? Because I got bored of it. It's something that definitely happens to everyone if they keep playing the same game over and over again for months on end. Alan Fomberg asks, Sparrow, what is your favorite game of all time? That is not a question that you want to throw at me because I don't have an answer for that. I can give you my favorite genre, But when it comes to favorite game, I don't have one. I have several different favorite games, and I cannot give you just one name. I could probably maybe give you one favorite game for each genre, and I can give you a group of games that I have been loving through my gaming life. I can talk about Grim Fandango, Monkey Island. I can talk about, more recently, The Witcher. The Witcher 3 was amazing for me. Return to the Castle Wolfenstein was an amazing first-person shooter. I can talk about how Counter-Strike pretty much changed my life when it comes to gaming. I love that game. Is it one of my favorite of all times? I'm not entirely sure. I can talk about World of Warcraft. Certainly, it should be in my favorites of all time, because again, it changed my gaming life. Those are some examples of them. There would be others. Shaman Herb, what's your favorite movie? Just like the favorite game question, it's hard for me to name one single movie that is my favorite. If I would have to throw a name at your face, you probably already are expecting this. Pirates of the Caribbean is most likely one of my favorite franchises of all time. I can speak about Lord of the Rings. I really love that franchise. I can speak about Indiana Jones. I love all those Indiana Jones classic movies. There's tons of movies that I could name as my favorite. Inception, Shutter Island, pretty much almost all of the movies where Leonardo DiCaprio is in, because I love that actor. Stakura Lipu asks, what do you think of the Lakeview Cabin series as a game itself, besides getting a lot of views? Lakeview Cabin is a very strange game. Certainly, I was not expecting that game to be that weird and strange when I first started playing it. The reason why I started playing Lakeview Cabin was that it was very similar art style wise to The Escapists, and I wanted somehow to have a game to carry on my YouTube channel, and I chose Lakeview Cabin for that. Lakeview Cabin is on a totally different level. It just doesn't surprise you. It blows your mind off. Your favorite country other than your homeland, Portugal, and why? I have never been to many countries in my life. I've been to basically 3: Spain, Portugal, and England. I don't travel much. I would love to travel more, but I can't afford it. If I would have to name my favorite country, I will not speak about countries because I visited, for instance, Barcelona in Spain, and Barcelona doesn't speak for the whole country. Not at all, especially not Barcelona. If I would have to nominate my favorite city, other than cities from Portugal, I would say Barcelona. I loved being there. I love the architecture. I love the weather. I just love that place, and I would come back to it in a heartbeat. What recording equipment are you using? I'm using a Logitech webcam, a C920. I'm using a Rode mic arm. I don't know how is this one called. I don't have the box anymore out there. And I'm using a Rode microphone, NT-USB. I'm also using a light, which also has a specific name. It's a Amaran light something. It's a LED's light. It's a LED's lamp, which is used basically for filming and for photographing. What's your catchphrase and motto, if any? YOLO. You only live once, so make sure that it's a blast. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the questions I have for this Q&A. Next vlog will be next week. Once again, heads up, you might be noticing some lack of content in the next 1 or 2 weeks or so. So don't be surprised. I'm warning you right now so that you don't think that I'll die or that something happened to me. It's just a lot going on, and I plan to return in full steam mid-September with a lot of new games, a lot of new videos, a lot of fun, a lot of happiness, hopefully. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day, have a good weekend. We're almost out there, and enjoy it. Bye-bye.